Hey, welcome to another episode of Chad's Beer Reviews, continuing with all macro beer review month. Today we're doing what I consider Budweiser done right, Yuengling Traditional Lager. They also do a premium lager, which I've never seen around here. In fact, I've only ever seen this in the light. I think they make like 6 or 7 different beers. Yuengling is actually America's oldest brewery. They're even older than Budweiser. And although I think their logo with the eagle is very, very similar. I don't know who ripped off who on that, but anyways, let's get to the beer. So as you can see, much more, color to this one as opposed to Budweiser. It did have about a 2-finger head when I poured it. Although this is technically a amber lager, whereas Bud and a lot of the other ones like that are actually American light lager, slightly different, So, yeah, this is superior on the color alone. I love that copper, kind of orange in the light. Head's pretty much the same. Bright white soap suds. Aroma's pretty much the same. It's a little sweeter. It does have a little bit of that kind of acetaldehyde type, green apple thing going. It just smells like lager. It's not offensive. It's okay. It's not great, but let's get into this. Cheers. The nice thing about drinking or reviewing and drinking beers like this is that usually when I drink IPAs and stouts and stuff like that, I have to let them sit for 10, 20, 30 minutes before I review them. Beers like this, you can just drink straight out of the fridge, and it's about as flavorful as it's going to get, especially with these kind of beers. Because if they warm up too much, then the acetaldehyde starts to come out, and DMS and other off flavors like that. But yeah, wow. The first thing I noticed on this is kind of a little touch of caramel, kind of maltiness to it. Slight sweetness on it. This beer is made with corn. In fact, that's the reason the Brewers Association does not consider Yuengling to be craft beer. They say, using corn in lager is not traditional, which is complete and total bullshit because that's been the tradition for the last 200 years. This type of lager is more traditional than American IPA, which is brand new in terms of beer. Yeah, this has actual real flavor to it. Like yesterday with Budweiser, I'm like, it's not bad, it's just bland. But this one is like, it's not bland. It actually has some flavor to it. It's like, what this basically is? This is basically an Oktoberfest that you can get year round. In fact, I think I like it a little bit more than most Oktoberfests that I've had. I think Oktoberfest and American Pale Wheat Ale is probably like my 2 least favorite styles of beer, and malt liquor and stuff like that. But yeah, this has a little bit of like caramel, maybe kind of toasty, nutty, malty quality to it. Nothing in the way of hops though. Mouth feels pretty much the same. I think it's a little less carbonated than Budweiser. It's very, very smooth. It's refreshing while it's in the mouth. I like that. I actually bought a 12-pack of this 2 weeks ago when I was watching the NFC and AFC championship games. And you know what? It goes great with pizza and Chinese food. I know because I've eaten a lot. I think whatever reason, lager, especially amber lager, goes great with Chinese food. I don't know why. But yeah, I reviewed this 2 years ago. No. Well, about 2.5 years ago, summer of 2011, I reviewed this. I think I gave it a 6 out of 10. And then last summer when we did the Great Macro Lager Showdown, I was positive this was going to score really high. And you know what? It actually came in behind Budweiser. It came in 8 out of 12. I'll put a link to that in the description box if you want to check that out. But it's still weird because when I'm drinking this and I know what it is, I like it. But for whatever reason, in a blind taste test, I was just like, this is okay. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying it's absolutely gourmet delicious. I'm just saying, for what it is, an adjunct lager and by a technically macro brewery, it has a little bit of flavor, is drinkable. It does have the slight kind of acetaldehyde. Although I don't really get DMS, I don't get the corny flavor. It doesn't have any real off flavors, no twang or anything like that. I reviewed this, like I said, I reviewed this back in 2011. I'm not sure I would change my grade at all. Let's bring it up on Rate Beer here. I'm just going to re-rate this real quick. I don't know if I need to re-rate this. I gave it a 6 out of 10 back then. Let's see if my rating pretty much holds true. Aroma, I gave it a 7 then. I guess I'd probably... That's a little generous. I'd probably give it a 6. Appearance, 4 out of 5. Tiny little touch of lacing, but the color alone makes it better. Taste, 7 out of 10. I agree with that. Palate, I'd probably give it a 5 on palate. It's super drinkable, quaffable. It's not as fizzy as Budweiser. It's refreshing. Overall, 14 out of 20. That's kind of generous. That's a 3.6, which again is, I think, is 6 out of 10 on my scale. No, it's a 7 out of 10. Alright, so I'm bumping this up. So yeah, there you go. 7 out of 10 for Yuengling. If you're a Budweiser drinker, give this one a try. If you like Budweiser, you like this, and this one's even better. Or any kind of those types of beers. Bud, Miller, Coors, malt liquor, Jenny Cream Ale, something like that. Which we will get to. Give Yuengling a try, but the problem is the only way you can get it is if you live on the East Coast. So, yeah. So, alright, thanks for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow. Cheers.